constitutional right to have a house is simply not a good idea, says Alan Farrell.
Well, this is the fourth measure that we've brought before the Dáil. Solidarity PVP have brought before the Dáil to try and address the housing crisis. The first one was an anti-eviction bill, and there was a tied vote on that, at which the Ceann Comhairle used his casting vote to see it done down. The second one was on the question of changing the remit of NAMA to stop the sell-off of public lands and housing to be used for social housing. That was voted down by Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael. And the third one was a bill we called Hempy, a play on the FEMPI bill, which is financial emergency. This was a housing emergency bill. And basically it would introduce rent pressure zones. It was the first time those words were used.
Yeah.
That would bring rent back to 2011 levels. Not leave them at the levels they're at now, but bring them back to the levels that people's wages reflected, and then only allow them increase from that date by CPI, and that was rejected by the Dáil and chiefly by Fianna Fáil and the government. So we've tried many measures, and on each occasion the chief argument used against us was that we were flying in the face of the constitutional right to private property, that the Constitution enshrined that right, and therefore any measure we attempted to introduce, the Constitution and the right to private property was thrown at us. We know that this isn't going to build a single house in the morning or to take those 8,000 people
But you're
off the
overcoming
homeless
the obstacle,
list.
is that right?
But we're trying to overcome the obstacle in the long run, but also, can I say, Conor, to change the ideological discussion about housing as a right, as a human right, not as an added on extra in society, not as something that the developers and the builders and the friends of Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael can massively gain from, but something that people are entitled to.
John Lahart, why? You explained to somebody in